All right, so I'm excited to join you and Kezia. I think Kofi could not resist what he saw. We will reserve this for another time. But then, if you can hear me, just type one. If you can hear me, just type one. I'm going to do this pretty quick. And thank you so much, my mentor, Kabuteo Kanse. I know um, there's going to be another MC of the year being given to you. I think I saw that on Miss. You are the only one in that category. When you set standards for yourself, you have to be that yourself. So, guys, I want us to look at this. What I'm going to share with you is very, very important because we are in a region where we have serious challenges. We have logistics challenges getting the product to our region. Shipping in between African countries has become exceedingly, high, and one cannot understand why it is so. And in the midst of these things, we still have to do this business. The fact of the matter is that how do we do this, given the logistics constraints and the fact that we do not have the license in our home country and all that. So that's what I want to share with you today. So building my secret business through testimonies. Just to let you know, those of us who have been in marketing, you remember there used to be, we did this marketing 101, something called the marketing mix model, where marketers were using products, the promotion of the product, the price of the product, the place where the product is located, where they can ship the product in terms of the network layers that they are going to use, whether they are going to do, the company is going to sell direct to the people, or is going to use a wholesaler, a retailer, and then the consumer, or is going to have a multi wholesaler, tier before you come to a multi retailer tier before you get to the consumer. I mean, these things have been the model that we teach even at school. And then, you have when service became part of the issue, they introduced another three P's. So there should be four P's: product, price, place, and promotion. And then the three P's also came, which they say people, process, and physical evidence. Because you are dealing with a service, you'll be dealing with people. And then the way you interact with the people, how well they dress, how well they interface with you when it comes to the service that they are delivering is very important. And the process has to do with the sequence through which the service is delivered, whether the process is elongated or the lead time is elongated or it's a short lead time. And then we had the physical evidence that has to do with the how nice the place is, the serenity at the place, the ambience, the aesthetics, those things that makes the place very comfortable. So we used to use this model. A number of people have taught this model over time as the marketing mix as a tool to market. Over the period, they realized that this model has outlived its usefulness. So now, most organizations started doing what they call corporate social responsibility. And corporate social responsibility is the company's responsibility towards the society. The fact that the company is even occupying a land in that community, and the fact that the company is producing something that is certainly will have an effect in terms of, the waste and other things. So they decided that, okay, let's do corporate social response as our contribution to improve the community, to make them feel better. So some organization instituted some health, promotions like Vodafone, like Airtel. You see these things in your countries where they support people. In fact, there are other school of thoughts. What they do is that they, if you buy their product, they deduct a percentage, maybe for the needy or to support the cancer, center, or to to support the diabetes center, something like that. I don't know whether you are aware of some of these things. If you resonate with me, just say, something. Somebody said, can you increase the volume? Wow. Can you hear me? Is it better now? I probably
Yes,
have to.
Dr. Boison is better now.
Okay. So if you resonate with me, if you remember what I'm saying, just type 1. If you remember what I just said about corporate social responsibility, if it is being done in where you are. Now, that was a tool. That was a very big tool to sell product and service. That was what has been, in fact, for the past 10 years, people are using corporate social responsibility, what they call the CSR, as a strategic tool to reach out to customers. So remember, we have what the marketing mix model, and then we have the corporate. Let me change this. We have the corporate social responsibility. Okay. Then we had the corporate social responsibility, the CSR. So that became a model. So we have this model, and then we transitioned to this model. So that is what had happened in the past 10 years. No one uses the marketing mix anymore because it has lived its usefulness. Now, corporate social responsibility has been the strategy that people are using. Now, after a decade, people also realize that, Charlie, the corporate social responsibility, people have realized that the company is not really serving the community as they should, but they are actually selling the product through using that as a decoy, as a bait to sell the product to the people. So those who are very conscious of it, decide not to, purchase the product just because they think that they are luring them to buy the product. But where we have reached, we have gone past 7Ps, we have gone past corporate social responsibility. The level we are at now is testimonials or testimonies. And that is what I want to share with you. And I want you to know the transition. So when you go online now, you see that people have, taking snapshot of WhatsApp messages, voice testimonies, video testimonies, just to sell the product. That is where we are. In other words, what we are doing now is personal experience. People having that experience of a product or service to be able to what? Sell that product. So now, adverts, this normal advert of doing advert on the telly and on social media in that manner, that doesn't really sell because people are a little bit skeptical. And let me tell you, in the food nutrition, industry, there are a lot of lies that has been told. So people who really want to know that the thing works, and they want first-hand information from people that they have had product experience. All right. So that is where we are, and that's what I want to share with you. So how do you go about this? How do I generate testimonies? All right. How do I generate testimonies? So the first thing to do, which Jesse McPherson keeps telling us, is the demos, the product demos. And when we say demos, I think the first thing some of us will ask is that, I don't have money to buy the product for demos. If you had set up a business, let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you have advertised? Wouldn't there be a cost of advertisement? I'm asking a question. If you set up a business, wouldn't you have advertised, the product or the service? How will people get to know of that? Our advertisement, advertisement is the demos and the samples we give out. That is our cost of advertisement. That is our cost of advertisement. So we need to have the demos, and the demos will now lead to the samples. And you see what I've done? This is body butter that I've decoupled into that small container because I cannot give the body butter one out. In fact, if I'm dealing with a hospital, a whole clinic, where the doctor has asked for a sample, it makes sense for me to give one to them I can bear that cost. But if I'm dealing with an individual, I could decouple this into this small containers and give what after doing the demo. Remember, after the person saying, wow, it has happened to the person. But some 2-3 days using the product is going to enhance the experience the person had. Because there are school of thoughts that believe that this is a 9-day wonder, that it does something and then later it doesn't work again. So you may want to do that. You may want to give that sample. And when it comes to the nutrition also, in fact, recovery is one product that you can use for, demos. People don't know that. You can give recovery out to people to chew. In the next 3, 4, 5 minutes, something will happen. And I'm going to show you what happened to me today. So you decouple them. With recovery is, and I suggest that for the wow product for the skincare, I think we've been told what to use. Okay, the body butter, the nail buffer, and then you have the um, mineral magnetic mud max. It's also there, and then the salt and oil scrub. You could do that. We don't normally use the mud soap for, that wow experience. And then sometimes we also use um, uh, the one that in 5 minutes you, I've forgotten the name. That mineral, I remember. So you use that one as well, okay, just to do that kind of wow, test for the person to see how it peels off the uh, that dead skin off. You could do that. But when it comes to the nutrition product, you can bet on the recovery for that. Now that the person has been able to, experience the product, not in front of you, but probably going to the house and now taking maybe another 2 taps of the recovery. You give the person 2 taps. You've given 4 to the person. So the evening, the person is going to take 2. The next day, another 2. If you follow up and you ask what has happened, it is likely that person will tell you the transition. What has really happened from, where he was in terms of what was happening to him and what has happened now. So there's definitely going to be a change. It is not 100%, but if you pick 10 people, I can guarantee that you get 7 who will give you a good feedback. All right? And that is what generates the testimonies. So demos, samples, we get to testimonies. And what I do is, when they give me a voice testimony, I ask them to type. Just type something and then mention the product that did that magic for you. And I ask for that. Why? Because you can contest so many things. You can argue about the product, but you cannot argue about somebody's experience about the product. So now, kingpins of business, the movers and shakers of business, those who lead, the road for us, the path for us, those who chart the path for us, the business owners, they have transitioned from the marketing mix model, from the corporate social responsibility, and they are now dependent on what? Testimonies. So we are not far from what these guys have done. So I said that your cost of advertisement is your testimony. Your cost of advertisement is your demos, your samples, and your testimony. All right? Your demos and sample and your testimonies. That becomes the cost, because we don't do that conventional adverts that others do. Now, if you look at this slide, the first one was before. This one is now. Now, we didn't have, when we started this thing, we didn't have a constellation of testimonies. So now the work has become very easier for us, because now we have product experience that has been documented. So now, after demos, there are 2 things you can do. You can either hand the testimonial book to the person or send the electronic format to the person to read what others have said. It is very, very difficult because what we have indicated the person who gave the testimony, the country, and the person's name and the date that that testimony happened, just to prove to the people that we are not playing. What we are saying is factual. Now you have added the testimony book to it. So you can either, if you don't want to invest in samples now, once you have your demo product, you can now samples replace it with what? Your testimonial book. Okay? And then when the person buys the product, what we do not do, which is killing our business, which I do every day, is the monitoring of those who buy my products. I don't play with that. I keep a database of it and I follow up. My orientation is that after 3 days, the person should see significant progress. No matter how significant a little the progress is, I'm interested in that. So when I sell, I write the name of the person, the phone number, the date he bought the product. Then I indicate contact date or the follow-up date, which is 3 days after that. I call to find out, okay, I call to find out that what has happened. And then the person will give me a feedback. Oh, Dr. Boison, the first day when I took the product was, in fact, all the pains went away. But I realized that the second day, the pain escalated. It's just the third day that it has come down. So I nearly even stopped. If you don't ask for that feedback, once the pain has escalated, once you also don't have the product knowledge about what has really happened, you leave it there. The person might, even if you didn't even buy the product, you will even leave it there because the pain has escalated. What kind of medicine is this? That when I take one or two, now the pain has escalated. The first day, the pain just as if it was vanished. And then now the pain has escalated. Most of us didn't know, including my good self, that the recovery, once you take it for the first, sometimes the first 5 minutes, it does some wonders. Moving forward, once it goes into the cells and begin to give the cells that molecular hydrogen, what really happens is that in rebuilding the cells, those dead cells, in reactivating the cells, you go through some serious pains. So in that respect, there are things that we need to know to tell them. So if you're somebody that you always go and talk to the seek for clarification, when you get that, you can call your upline and ask that what has happened, or put on the platform. And then those who have had those experiences could help you. I got to know this. I think it was Josephine who gave the product to someone and the person was still, and then we had to increase the dosage. And the Dr. Howard Cohn also said that. So where there is that severe pain, you just have to increase the dosage. I didn't know about that. But because these days I do the follow-up, in my first interaction with you, this is what I'll tell you, that make sure in the first day you're going to have the relief. And once it now begins to work on your cells, what is going to happen is that you're going to experience some severe pain. It will stay for a while, and then you proceed. We have our sister Pearl, who had the ovarian cyst issue. And if you were on the NMO last year, you would have realized that she said that when she started, the first 3 days, it was not easy. To the extent that what she was experiencing previously escalated to about 3 or 4 times. So she nearly stopped. It was Augusta who encouraged her to stay on it. Even that time, we also didn't know that she could increase the dosage. And she stayed on it. After a week, the pain was gone. And she was having the normal flow without any pain. Okay? So some of these things are very, very important, because if you do the follow-up, that is really going to help you. If you don't do that, then you're going to have a problem, because you are not following up. And once you're not following up, then they take their own perception about the product. They might even go and tell people that the product is not working. So I take that very, very serious. Okay? So remember that the process you are going through is your cost of advertisement. And it is the most effective way okay, of engaging people on the product. Let me give you an example. Someone came to me and said that their wife had sarcoma. Sarcoma is a disease that a type of cancer, a rare one, that you develop some sort of tumor, and this tumor was somewhere here around the neck. So the wife, that's how she walks, and they've had this situation for over 12 years. So one of my childhood mates, who saw my product and was advertising for me and had never even used the product. So when he started using, he referred this guy to it. The guy came to my house. I took him to my mini pharmacy shop. We had a discussion, and they called the wife to come. Whilst we sat, I gave the wife 4 of the recovery to chew. I chew my 4 first because I know the evening, dosage. And they saw that, okay, once doctor has chewed 4, why not? They also, in about 5 minutes, the wife just told me that, doc, it's as if the pain has gone down and I'm sweating now. So I had to increase the speed of the fan. Okay. Now they slept. I gave them the recovery and added the Hydro FX because I didn't have the booster. And also, I also gave them. Hello. Yeah. So the next day, I think I posted their testimony on the page. The guy who had sarcoma. What really happened was that because I told them that they need to go for a 90-day run for this product, and it's possible that once they have started, if at the first 2 days they will be okay, but the third, fourth day, the pain is going to escalate. Do you know that's actually what happened? So I didn't hear of them after they had given that testimony. The subsequent 2 days, it was the third day, the guy called and told me that, Dr. Boison, uh, the pain that my wife went through, we've never experienced this thing before. But because you told us, we decided that we will take it. And I asked, why didn't you call me? So now I told them that you are taking 4, take 5 of the dosage. And then she took 5. The next day I asked and said the pain now is normal. They have come to normal. Just as she felt the first day when she took the product. So this is very, very important. It's extremely important. Somebody said I had severe constipation. Yes, those are the it's not a side effect. This is how the product reacts to your system when it's adapted. Okay. So what we will do is, if you're having serious constipation, you rather reduce the dosage. Okay. Or you can add cap to it. In fact, some other people, when they take recovery, they don't experience constipation. They would rather have that flow, ease of their bowels. I don't know if we have anyone who has had that experience. There's that ease, okay, in bowel movement. Some people also say that. Then there are other people who talk about constipation. If it is constipation, reduce the dosage. Okay, so I did that, and I want to show this thing to you about the growth. So this is one of my guys called Rustin. So Pastor Roxton was the one. In fact, I've registered him. He is here. When he saw the product, the first thing he did was he took one of his brother, who the doctor has said that guy, they don't know what is really wrong with him. He stayed in the hospital for 3 days. This guy came for the product. Took him to the hospital, told the doctor that once you said you don't know what is happening, I want to also give this to my brother. The doctor said that, fine, that's fine. We are not administering any medication now. So this guy gave the brother 4 tablets that evening. I gave this product to him on Thursday. I didn't hear from him Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, he called me and said that the brother has been discharged, but he wants me to get him the power up. This is it. So this is the second product he took for a different person. This guy, Roxanne, had not registered. Then he took another 2 for 2 people. Then he had not registered. Okay. Then he recommended another guy. Okay. This time the guy came for this, not just the power up. If you put this cost together, is it not getting to almost $600 or $700? All right. And then this guy, who is the guy who came with sarcoma, even when they have not registered, they had recommended a product to another guy. Here, these are people who have had product experience, who are now leading people to the product. Okay, so I didn't need to do Zoom to invite somebody on it to come and listen before I show the product to the people. You get what I'm saying? The Zoom calls are good, but I didn't need that. But because I was consistently posting the product on my status, Pastor Ruskin saw this thing on my status, and then he came for it. Now, the same Pastor Roxin also gave this product to other people, and this was recovery. Just today, 2 hours ago, he called and he said he was in the house, so he needs 4 recoveries. But at the point where he got here, I advised him to register. Then he asked me, can I make money from it? I said, yes, just as I'm making, because I'm retailing it to you. So all this product that Roxanne is buying now, Roxanne is buying from his account and not my account. Now he's buying it at what? Retail, a wholesale price, but he's going to retail this to these people. I've never mentioned network marketing to him. I've never mentioned that, I mean, we do this and do that. He's been added to the platform, but he's just there. All that this guy is doing is always showing the product to people, because he's a pastor. When he visits people and they have any condition, the first bet is to use this product. And that's what the guy is doing. Okay. That is the scenario for Roxy. This is Grace. Grace is a legal person, works with the attorney. No, Grace is rather my lecturer, my colleague lecturer. She's the one, you see a testimony in there where the person talks about migraine. Okay, Grace. So I gave her a lift and made her chew 2 of the recovery, 2 tablets. When I got home, she called to tell me that, Dr. Boison, this is just amazing. I've never experienced this thing before. And my migraine it has vanished. Then I said, I don't know about that. Our product doesn't make things vanish. What really happened to you? The next day, she woke up and told me that no, the thing, it appears that it has gone. Then how can I make money out of it? Because I have a lot of people. So I registered Grace. And Grace also brought in this lady. I've removed the name. Sorry. This lady is called Angie. So Angie is the one who works with the Attorney General. So Angie is the one. Angie, first of all, gave the product to the mother. And once I put this one here, you know that they bought Papa. And also, they had issues with their family with diabetes. Also gave it to the brother. And these 2 people, they bought the product. There was refill. Angie registered and then recommended it to one powerful person in his hair company. And then that powerful person also recommended another powerful person. All right. Who is this woman? Who, when she called me, told me that now I can see that my sister is doing well, because after the COVID, it was not good at all. She is now up and coming, and there are things we cannot tell you. We are women, and these things have been sorted out. I said, oh, that's fine. So this lady came for this pack, okay, and then now it's recommending it to another person. This is a prospect. When you see this person, a new prospect, Angie wants to recommend this thing to one powerful man in this country, and this is what she tells me she's going to do in order to do that. But beyond that, she gave it to other people, and all these products has been consumed by what? Angie. Okay, and now starting another lineage here. Okay, but it's Grace who brought Angie. Grace has not been active, but Angie has brought all these people. Now let's see what happened today. Today, Ansa, who is a prospect who has not had product experience, invited me to their church to speak to them about critical and analytical thinking, something I do as part of my management consultancy training for top managers. And then, whilst introducing me, this guy told the church that this guy has a product, and after this lesson, we'll dedicate 5 or 10 minutes so that he talks about the product. Then I said amen in my head, because that was what I was looking for. I was going to find a way to do that. But what happened? When I had finished with the lecture, then now they want me to talk about the product. So I took one of the recoveries. In fact, there were about 200 in the room. So I told them that those who have any severe, issues with pain and whatever, they should raise their hand. About 70% of the of the members raised their hand. Then I said, okay, I want those who are 50 years and above, and I got a sizable number. So I asked them to now, I picked one of the recovery, one of it, one box or one bottle, and then asked them to administer two to them. But I chew mine first in front of them. Guys, in about 10 minutes, when I was done, question time. So when were doing the recovery administration, I then asked them to ask me questions about what I thought. And then after that, I asked if anybody who used the product had any. And what I heard, I was shocked. If there's any time I'd want to do this business, guys, it is today. Because out of the members who took, there was no single person, about 45 of them. In fact, when we closed, I was outside, and they were all, they all surrounded me. They were asking questions and all that. And I said that, answer, take up from them. You may have to register and make sure you get these guys in. I never talked about network marketing. Okay? I didn't talk about it. So now my phone is inundated with messages, okay, about what happened. But I had given out $41. And for me, that was my cost of advert. And it became very effective. So what has happened? These are the people that have gotten into my network, who are all retail network marketers and are not even aware that they are doing network marketing. They are retail network marketers because each person, according to my data, buys almost in a month about $500 maximum of products every month. I started with it. Roxanne is getting into the second month. Angie has been doing this over the past 6 months. Okay, and I've gotten 3 people, Brakwesi, who in fact the wife's picture is in the book. That old lady who sat down and had this arthritis, that's severe pain. That lady. So this gentleman is in fact, it's on the secret product himself and the wife. And then he got registered to consume what? The product. Because I told him he could buy at what? A discount. So this is what I've got in this year, this month of February. But think about it. If I have 500 of these people, and these people decide now to replicate, it's still do Roxen is getting more people into this thing. He has turned this thing into a ministry. Angie has also turned it to a ministry. Okay, they think that they are helping people. Angie is going to, introduce it to his pastor. He knows a lot of people who are in serious conditions, but they think this product is going to save them. So all these guys already have their own customers before even coming into Secret. They have shown the product to people before coming into Secret. And we are here struggling, getting people to even consume to join the network. Reason is that these people had product experience. What is going to happen to my team? Simple. If these guys are investing $500 every month, these folks here are likely to do what these guys are doing, if not all of them. Okay? They will also be investing a certain amount of money every month into it. Now, I'm going to get a fixed residual income because I'm going to create the cycles there. All right? I'm going to create the cycles there. And I'm going to get fixed residual income every month. These are people that I need not chase. They have the product experience. They know even how to administer because they have used the product. And that is really helping. So, I don't know, maybe in Ghana, I'm the first person to have gotten the Jesse McPherson's, promotion bonus. So I've hit the 4 ranks with 400 QVs. In fact, I've done 5 already. And I want to ask Jesse, if you do another 4, there's another bonus. If so, I'm going to do that. All right. So I've already hit this one. I don't know, how many have you been able to enroll this month with the Jesse McPherson promotion? If one, let me know in the chat. How many? Hello? Have you enrolled anyone this month? Let me see in the chat. Hey, are we really there? Am I being heard? Hello? Hello? Casey, are you there? Okay.
Yeah, hello, Doc. We are right here. Yes, please.
No, the place is too quiet. I'm scared.
Because we are taking it in.
Yeah, we are here. Angela say, Lisa Diamond say not yet. Yeah. But because I use this approach, and let me say this, these guys have used the product either 3 weeks, 1 month or so. I had a patient for them to have the product experience. It is better for me to take time to build that belief and product experience in the people than rolling them up to the network marketing, side. It is good I do that because in our region, when we buy the product, the number of days it takes, because for Ghana, for instance, the number of weeks it takes, as I speak to you, I'm going to show to you. I presented to you 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, Josephine is on that I've run out of recovery. And Josephine gave me 60 pieces. May I tell you that the 60 pieces is finished in 3 weeks? 60 pieces. Multiply $41. Don't look at our price, our margin. $41 times 60. It is gone. I was just telling Josephine this morning that it is gone. I'm going to send her money to her. I have made some serious orders and then waiting for it to come. So the question is, who is pushing the product? You know who is pushing the product? Let me tell you. I am not pushing the product. It is these folks. These folks who have come to the team, and they are the new guys who have brought energy to the team. All that they are doing is that they are showing the product to the people. in their mind, they say it is a ministry of saving lives. So that is what they are doing. And they know a number of people in that condition, and they are showing it to them. This thing has started duplicating. It is replicating. Do you remember I told you that this thing is going to explode beyond measure? Just today, I spoke to 200 people, and I've given one sample to about 45 people, and they have all seen some effect. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, so your residual income is assured. I thought that I should share this last part with you. Now, every month I get to hear of new disease that probably I've not heard of before. But this month, I think one of the disease that I've heard of is the sarcoma. Sarcoma, I don't know what it is. And when I read, sarcoma is a rare kind of cancer. Sarcomas are different from much more common, carcinomas, because they happen in different kind of tissues. Sarcomas grow in, connective tissue cells that connect or support other kinds of tissue in your body. Let me tell you, my principle is this. I have known empirically, based on evidence, that molecular hydrogen gas is able to address all inflammatory diseases. So if somebody mentioned a disease, I go online and check, is this an inflammatory disease? It means, is it a cell-based disease? If it is, then I know that recovery and hydro effects can help. So that's what I did. And this is what I gave them: recovery booster, greens, hydro effects, and Immunex. All right? Hydro effects, because that is also molecular hydrogen that releases slowly in 12 hours. Recovery is also molecular hydrogen. One is magnesium based, the other one, is calcium based. And the Immunex serves as the main defense system for your system. And then the greens, as we heard today, what it does. So this lady has started taking in less than a week. The testimonials that I'm hearing, the testimonies, is just amazing. And the kidney stones, we heard about it. This is what have been recommended, which I have testified. Okay, diabetes, these are the range that I have testified. I'm going to share this on the page. And then I heard about sarcoidosis. That is also a new disease that I saw, and it was also an inflammatory disease. And this is what I recommended for them. And these guys are doing well in less than a week. We have the dementia, and dementia, I didn't put that. I give power up for dementia, okay? Where people at a point in time, they lose, their memory and all that. And then the BP, people have used only recovery to address BP. Others have used recovery booster and greens to address it. Others have added hydro effects. Others have added Immunex. Any of this collection, you can do a combination of only recovery with hydro effects, recovery with Immunex, recovery with booster, recovery with greens. Don't leave out the recovery. You understand? And then the person is going to be fine. COVID-19, empirically, if you look at the book I gave you, it has stated that molecular hydrogen gas is able to address COVID-19. I didn't say it. It's the sciences, the food sciences who have said that. So this is a combination I gave to that lady, that top lady, who had a relief, and then recommended to order another top government official who is having serious arthritis, okay? And he's been injecting, they inject the knee every week. The lady has medical doctors around, but they are not able to help. We know about the ovarian cyst. That was our good Pearl, our good lady Pearl, who used the recovery, the booster, and the greens, okay? In fact, she used only recovery and the hydro effects. But we recommend that this combination could help. recovery. If somebody said this thing, said that if you are not in severe pain or whatever, he prefers using the hydro FS. But I don't leave recovery out in anything I do. To be very sincere with you. And arthritis, recovery booster greens, hydro FX, Immunex, menstrual disorder, that one, the ladies can tell you, Kezia and then Angela and the likes, they have their testimonies, recovery booster and greens. Others add what? Immunex. Now, there is something new we have discovered, fibroid. One of our members, who is called Dr. Samuel Ofori, I think our African Research Hub, they know this guy. This guy called me 3 days ago and said that he had used recovery booster and kept to treat fibroid. In fact, the fibroid, they measured it. He has the scan, and after the lady used it for 2 weeks, the lady had menopause, but she's now flowing, and the flowing is very intense. And they've gone to check, and they realized that the fibroid is shrinking. This is what a medical doctor told me just 3 days ago. So Dr. Ofori, we're going to have a section for him. He is in the eastern region and is using this product to do so many things. In fact, sometimes, so I asked why the curb. He said the curb is able to burn fat. So if it is burning fat, you could use it for fibroid. And that was just amazing. I don't know whether you have known that you could use curb for fibroid. let me know that you could use curb for fibroid. Type something in the. Did you know this? I was shocked. I was amazed. So now I have a solution. I don't think that even the product formulators thought that they could use this combination for fibroid. And we, the users, the user experience is helping. So Angie, yes, to tell you the truth, we need to engage Dr. Samuel Ofori. He is using the product in a way. In fact, they've used it for somebody who has heart disease. And the person was admitted every 2 weeks. And as we speak, the guy is at home admission and recovering very fast. He has recommended it to another doctor who the last time called me was requesting for the power up, the recovery booster and greens. And I didn't have the stock. So I told him that we need to do, I've done some orders, I'm expecting it to come. But because he's in the team, what normally I do, he fixes from my stock, and when we order, we get it. So in other words, he's using my stock and he buys, and once he's in the team, when he buys, we all benefit in terms of the volume. Okay, so he's using it seriously. Guys, so that's what I want to share with you. It's important we appreciate this. The last 3 weeks, I told you that I've sold 800 pieces of what? Recovery from somewhere May last year until today. 3 weeks after, I've sold 60 pieces of recovery. I've sold 11 pieces of what? Hydro FX. And then 20 pieces of what? Power Up. And these are not just people I sold to. They are people who are coming into the team, and they are coming to build solid because they have turned themselves to retailers. If you show a child a way to go, that child will never depart from it. That's what the Bible says. Leaders, your members are looking up to you. And in this business, if you are taking it as your own business that you want to run, then really, if it's your business, just as you set up any business and you invest into that business, just as Kabute has done, you saw his back. You need to invest in your business. You need to invest in the business. If this is, I think some of us have taken this thing as, if I have time, then I'll join. But let me tell you, just as Ziggy did that wow presentation when that investor came to talk to us about investment. If there is any serious business that you want to look at, trust me, you need to look at this because we have all that people need. We have it. And to tell you the truth, if not for Secret, how on earth would I have access to my vice chancellor? Secret is moving me to places. Last week, today, I told Kabute, I went to the Flagstaff house. It was Secret. It was a big man who asked me to come. I wouldn't have gone there. So Secret, beyond the business, because of the amazing results that we get, is rather paving way for me to meet very high important of personality that hitherto there was no way I could have met them. Do you know how they call me in my school? Dr. Recovery. That's what they call me. And sometimes VC will be looking, call Boison for me. I've been trying to reach him. I can't get him. Call, and they'll call me, the VC is looking for you. And I will go, and the only thing the VC will say that, but why have I been looking? But have you not been maintaining my list? Don't you know that I've run out of recovery? Then I have to supply. So as I speak today, I've run out of stock. I've run out of recovery. As I speak today. I don't know about you, but trust me, I keep telling you that right today's days now. The explosion that we are about to experience in this business will be huge. But make sure that when the explosion happens, you have strategically positioned yourself. If not for anything, make sure your account is active, so that those volumes that will explode into the teams, you will not waste it away just because of $100 to activate your account. So that is what I've been doing. I thought that I should share this with you. And you can see this. This is me today.
What it has happened
This
to
is me
people
today
now
at the church.
is to go straight to where the solution is and try to subside the situation. And then, given that you have taken this in for some period of time, then you potentially reverse, the problem that you have. But note that this is not a medication. This is supplement.
I'm not
And
saying
we don't make any medical claims, okay? As that using this to treat. This is like you eat and you realize that you lack certain nutrients. And for that reason, you are using this to supplement. What I do at home is that when I'm doing my budget for my food, I buy this as what? Food. So this is part of my food budget. Just to help the family keep a healthy life. So we go.
so. This is just about this. And then now when the testimony started.
That's fine. But you are saying.
Now this is in our local dialect, but I'll translate.
Yeah.
Okay, there is noise, but what the guy said was that he had a sharp pain when he came to church, but the pain has vanished. This is within 10 minutes. Guys, that's what we have. That's the product we have. That's a product that can never fail. That's what we have. Can you imagine giving out recovery, the boldness and challenging them? What if it didn't work? That's what you will ask. But I know it will work because I know what recovery has done for my family. And because I have that conviction, I'm not afraid to give it out. Now I have 4 to 5 potential people. Next week, I'm going there to finish the the training on critical and analytical thinking. And now the focus is even shifting from what I'm teaching them. They want me to talk about their product rather than, I mean, why they asked me to cut there? Because people have issues. Can you imagine when I ask that those who have issues to raise their hand? Almost 70% of the 200 people in the church raised their hands. Do you know what that means? 70% of the church was sick. 70%. That's what it meant. That is what it meant. And we have the solution. So how can we not make it? So I just want to thank you for your time. But like I told you, if there's any day I want to do this, Josephine herself, Josephine, are you on the call? Let me allow her.
Yeah, I'm on the call.
Yes. Now, how many products did you give to me? Let me how many of it?
Everything was about 120 products.
120 products.
Yeah.
So how many recoveries?
Recoveries were about 80.
80?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the rest were hydro.
80 because I had already sold the 20.
Exactly.
Even I didn't add that one. When you are in Ghana, I sold the 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so you brought me 60.
Yeah.
Okay, and the 60
is what is
what
gone.
did I tell you today?
It's gone already. Yeah.
And I'm going to send the money to her. I just want you to know that there's something that we have and we shouldn't play with it. Because, guys, this is the time to make gains in this business. Let's not shy away. Let's not do that. The sky is not the limit. Thank you so much. And I have a good afternoon. Kezia, take it over.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Dr. Boison, that was goating. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very, very much.